morning from wherever you may be watching me from. Welcome back to the special edition of the interview on THDTV, live coming to you from Majaikunda. I am back with another brand new edition, and thank you for choosing us for your latest updates. Those we want to appreciate your followership on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Keep following us, and please don't forget to send us comments. We are here to you to satisfy your dose of information. I'll be back with my guests. We are going to talk about something very important this morning, but that is going to happen after this break.
Agriculture is a critical sector in the Gambia, contributing significantly to GDP and employing a large percentage of population, particularly in the rural areas. Ensuring food security is therefore vital for the nation, and agricultural insurance can protect farmers from losses that threatens their production. Agri-insurance protects against the vulnerabilities of climate risk as the Gambia faces increased threats from climate change, including erratic rainfalls, droughts, and floods, which can severely impact crop yields and livestock health. Given the country's susceptibility to weather-related shocks, agricultural insurance can serve as a safety net to mitigate economic losses.
Welcome back to the show, the 360 program, and this is a different special edition coming here live with a very important guest today. We'll be talking about many things that is paving way in our societies. But this time, we invite somebody who have just recently organized a very important gathering for Gambian farmers. But before going further, we will talk about who is this gentleman. It's Abdoulie Jallow, the founder, CEO of Peckham Insurance Brokers. He's in the studio today. In fact, this is the first time we have crossed soldiers in many occasions that is sport. But Mr. Jallow, welcome to THDTV for the first time.
Thank you, Haji, and it's a big pleasure coming to your TV studio. And I welcome your audience, and thank you very much for having me. And I hope I will be able to answer all your questions, and it would be a very wonderful hour with you.
Thank you so very much. Like I said, Peckham, this is a company that is at Westfield. I think all of you know it already because it's a household name insurance broking company in this country. But hey, let's hear from the man himself. Mr. Jallow, let's go straight to the discussion. People who are watching THD for the first time with you on THD platform, Peckham. Tell us something about Peckham, a company that you created, formed, and now making headway in Gambian insurance sector.
Thank you, Haji. Peckham was registered in 2013, but Peckham was born out of another company called Prudential Consulting and Asset Management.
Wow.
When I worked at the central bank and took an early retirement in 2010, I set up my own consulting company called Prudential Consulting and Asset Management. And when I wanted to get into insurance brokerage, the consulting is not regulated. So I had to register a new company. And that is the acronym of Prudential Consulting and Asset Management. That is where Peckham came from. And since then, we have tried to provide insurance services to corporate institutions, individuals, and any business that we can assist in getting them insurance services to protect their assets. And we've been doing very well for ourselves and our customers. And we hope that Peckham would one day become an insurance company.
How do you get into the people, particularly those companies that at the time does not see insurance as something that could be seen as very important? We know in the African continent, not many a time people take insurance things that more important. But you have brought that knowledge back to the people to take ownership of insurance. How do you get that mindset?
Initially, it was not easy because people just feel that they are okay with what they have, no incidents. Sometimes you have people running to you because there is a mishap. But then we also take it upon ourselves to go and educate people about insurance and the need for insurance and the benefits of insurance. And that really helped getting us where we are, the educational part. Because when you talk to people, individuals especially, some of them just believe that, yes, we're all godly. God provides, so whenever something happens, God will provide. We all believe in that. But also, we also believe that God says that you help yourself and I help you. And we also tell you that you should help yourself protect your assets, so that tomorrow, when you are aging, when you cannot do what you did 10, 15, 20 years ago, and something happens during that time, the insurance is there to support you, bring you back to where you were, and relieve some stress out of your problems. Yeah.
The insurance, like I said, the question that led to this was, you speak to some people at the time, they will tell you now, the understanding of insurance, has got into another level. But you pass through some respectable or very big institution there, which is the central bank, and you understand the value of assets. How do you see the insurance way in the Gambia? Do we still need a lot of way to improve, or you are satisfied so far with how people consuming the ideas of getting insurance on board?
Yes, my interest of insurance actually started at the central bank, because the regulation and supervision of insurance was under the department that I worked with. Wow. That's where the passion came from. And yes, in terms of how people perceive insurance, it is really important to have people to understand that insurance is a backstop. It is something that will really support you, And yes, some of them are still reluctant, but some of them are now seeing the real benefits of insurance and how insurance companies are settling claims, because it's all about trust and confidence. Without claims being settled, obviously people would not be eager to get insurance. But as they are being more aware of getting or knowing about claims being settled, incidents happening and claims being settled, no issues, then now the trust and confidence comes in.
Because we have a lot of things to talk about, because recently you organized a very important, gathering as your cause, social responsibility to help this country grow to another level. But I still want us to stay about the insurance thing a little bit. I know there must be some risks, and then, in insurance, particularly you that is providing. Sometimes what are some of these challenges that sometimes you come through while satisfying customers? It's sometimes, the gratification outweighs the difficulties. The gratifications are that when you serve a customer and they're happy. Now, when you have a claim, for instance, or when you have a customer that is not au fait with what insurance is, or that has just placed his business with you, and an incident happened, maybe you have not even trained them or made them aware of so many things about their policy. Let's take, for instance, if they have a car and they have an accident, God forbid, they don't know about what compulsory excess is, and they just have a scratch and they come to you and say, oh, somebody hit me. They didn't even know they had to call the police. They didn't know they needed a police report. They didn't know some of the things that they needed to do to come and claim. Those are things that you have to educate them so that they know what the expectations are. The moment they know what the expectations are, then it's a win-win situation. But without that knowing the expectations, then it is just like perception, and that perception is, oh, I have a cover. Whenever I have an accident, whether I'm wrong or I'm right, they will still want to be paid, or their cars or their properties being repaired. So we all need to, there's still room for improvement. There's still room for people to be more educated and have more understanding about insurance. And with that, I think we will be in a better place in the future. Many people will say that insurance what happened when my car is hit? Who pay me? Is it the broker himself, for instance? Is it the company where you buy the car from? Is it the guy who hit? To bring it in the layman perspective for us here, who pays when your car is hit?
Okay, it depends on what insurance you have, what policy you have. If you have what is called a third-party insurance, that is just basically, the layman's explanation is, I always tell people that when you have a third-party insurance, and you go knock somebody else's tree, I'm not even saying another car, somebody else's tree in the front of his house, that person has a claim on you. But then you don't have anywhere to go claim because you are wrong when you're wrong. When you go come hit my tree, you pay for my tree. But now you go and repair your car. But when you have what is called a comprehensive third party, that means that your car is fully covered. Now, if you are involved in an accident, then your insurance would cover you for that comprehensive insurance. And then, for instance, if you hit another car, your insurance would also settle that car. Okay? But in a third party, it is only dealing with the other party that you hit if you are wrong. That is if you are wrong. Yes.
Many people listening, but especially us who don't have too much, information about insurance company, or somebody watching for the first time want to understand exactly what this insurance is. How do I go to Peckham to make sure that I am now insured with regards to what I have? Like there are expensive cars that now comes to the African continent, and Gambia not an exclusion. We see cars that come here that go in the tune of millions of dollars. And Peckham managing one of those cars and got hit. There's a huge amount of money to be given to that person responsible. Do they give you that money to put as a deposit for that?
No, what they do is for you to be covered, you pay what is called a premium. And that premium is based on the value of the vehicle. Okay? So whenever you have that premium paid, you're covered for the value. Let's say, for instance, if you were to cover a vehicle that's $3 million and you're charged $50,000 for that vehicle to cover it, comprehensive. Now, if something happens to that vehicle, they're not going to pay you only $50,000. You're covered for that $3 million. But then there is something called compulsory excess. Compulsory excess is the portion of that claim that is the responsibility of the owner of the vehicle. To avoid abuse, you can just go and hit your car and just say that I have a comprehensive. But now, if they tell you that you have a compulsory excess of $50,000, let's say $30,000, so it means that in that comprehensive cover, the first $30,000 of that claim is your responsibility. Now, if the claim is $25,000, then you don't have a claim because of that excess. So you're better off just going and repairing your vehicle. But insurance is very friendly. The insurance companies can even see that and say, okay, come, we know that you're below your excess, but we can do something for you, which is called ex gratia. There's an insurance term, and they can support you at their own free will. That one they have no claim, but because of the relationship, they can do that. Okay, so there are so many things that people should learn about insurance. It's not that whenever you have an accident, that you should just rush and get paid. There are things to follow for you to get paid, and that's where the brokerage comes in. We are more or less, I always tell people, the way the lawyers represent you, that's how your brokers represent you with insurance. So we're intermediaries. We try and get you the best insurance that fits your purpose. And then when there is an issue, we try to ensure that you paid the rightful compensation.
That's a very important step that you play between owners and insurance companies. It's important. But normally, what are some of these complaints that comes to your desk, like from ordinary Gambians per se, relating to the work that you do?
Mostly it centers on trying to market the products, insurance services. The perception is that the broker always tries to increase the premiums. And the assurance I always give them is that we would always try to get you the best. Even where what you were paying last year for your insurance premium, and you come and we now represent you, we will not increase a penny on that premium. and we'll still cover you and still get paid. So even what you're paying now, we can still represent you and still get paid, and your premium is not increased. Difficult to understand, but it happens.
It happened.
Yes.
Yes. What do you do? We're talking about only car here. What do you cover apart from car?
No, we do all kinds of insurance for our customers. Yes. It doesn't, as brokers, we are not limited to cars.
Okay.
We are limited. We do all.
Because today people travel and they want to be insured.
We do travel, we do medical, we do electronic equipment, we do all risk, we do all kinds of insurance policies for our customers. And this brings us to the issue of agricultural insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah. We realize as a company that our farmers, if disaster strikes, the only place that they fall back to is the government,
the central government,
for assistance.
Yes.
Now, the insurance companies, the capacity is not there to provide insurance for farmers, whether it's livestock or it's the conventional product, cash crop farming. Now, we had an incident where one of these young farmers wanted to expand their business.
Yes.
And as a consultant, these things, you're wearing different hats. You are in insurance, you're a consultant.
Exactly.
So things would come to you, and then now you start seeing gaps here and there. So as a consultant, you see somebody wanting to expand their business. They're trying to do a feasibility, but then now as a farmer,
yes,
you want a loan. What is the security? What is the protection that the lender is going to have? Now, that's where the issue came in and say, okay, well, what does our farmers have? No option. What does our insurance companies have? They have decided not to even venture into it because of the risks that are involved. So in this instance, we tried to, PICAM has a MOU with one or two other brokers, particularly in Nigeria.
Yes.
So we had to reach out to these, our colleagues.
There. Yes,
and because we know that Nigeria is a big country, and they obviously would have other options.
Sir.
So as they are trying, they were trying to find the right fit for this farmer. You may not believe it.
Yeah.
This inquiry went up to Nairobi and South Africa. You know, brokers and reinsurance, they always find each other for the need to satisfy the need of their customer. So then we said, okay, this is the problem we have in the Gambia. And then one of our partners, which is called Continental Re, said, look, we can come and work with you and do a sensitization workshop at our own cost. Can you do us a budget? And we know how much it would cost to bring people in one room, and we sensitize them, educate them, both insurance companies, government officials, farmers, all in one room, so we can discuss how to move agricultural insurance in the Gambia. So we gave them a budget, and that's why we went to the Sadauda Keraba Jawara Center, brought about 40, close to 50 people, farmers, young and old, people from the farming sector, projects that are like the Roots Project and other projects. We brought all of them together, Ministry of Agriculture, Chamber of Commerce. We were all there, you know, just to have at least a 2-day that we can brainstorm about where we need to go. Then we look at what the way forward is, and that's why we brought people together. Because
when the workshop started, many agricultural experts or farmers do appreciate the fact that they've been considered under that situation, which is insurance in farming. Not many, we grew up in farming, communities. Not many people know about insurance in farming. But why was the quick need, the quick move to the farming sector than this order? Do you have that connection directly with the farming sector?
No, not at all. And that's why I was saying that the reason why that issue came up was because somebody that we are working with had the need because of trying to expand, and they needed a facility. And obviously,
Yeah,
you know, as a businessman,
yeah.
when you see a prospective business, you don't just allow it to go. You have to look at it all through the spectrum, just to see whether there is value at the end of the tunnel, and that's what we are trying to do. And thankfully, we have one or two of the associations who want to take the lead to do more of a pilot. So we would have to meet maybe in the next few days or week, just to have insurance companies, the association and PICAM sit in a room and see how we can have an MOU to structure an insurance product for their membership. And if that is successful, we can replicate.
How do you see the participation of people who attended that workshop? There were a lot of good questions that come from the participants relating to how you intend to strengthen that link between them and all farmers in this country. But you, as the initiator, what do you really pick out of these 2 days that you believe has paved the way, or will pave the way for a better structure of insurance and farming in the Gambia?
One takeaway, one important takeaway, is that the communication channels are lacking. Because you see some people saying that they're not getting the assistance they need. Assistance is going in one direction and not in all directions. The small farmers are not getting the help that they need. So it's all, at the end, I look at it and then the people from some of these projects or government agencies are saying, no, we have helped these type of people. So it's all about communication and also having systems of intervention and transparent systems of intervention. Because if you're intervening in a sector, I believe, in my own belief, that just put it out there, that this is there for everybody to see and everybody who is interested to come and find out. And if you're qualified, you get it. But don't cherry pick. I like Haji, this project is here, or we can support you, come and and put in your application. But also, the onus is on those farmers also to have proper structures so that they can be supported. Because you may think that somebody is being supported because of connection or who you know, but maybe that person has the right structures in place that fits the sponsoring agency. So farmers also, and also businesses like mine and yours, we have to be structured so that we can be seen to be serious in what we are doing. So that's the biggest takeaway that I had there, and also the willingness of people to really take this insurance, agricultural insurance, to make sure that it happens here.
You just talk about transparency, and that is a key to anything that you do. This is a responsibility that others will see, perhaps not necessarily mean have to do it at this level. But you are a broker, you should be an intermediary between this facility and the people that give the insurance. You could have said, let me just go in for my money, and just provide the service. But this is not the first time you're organizing events to build the capacity of your staffs and people that works with you. Where do you see that need? Is it a good setup between a customer and the broker when everybody knows exactly what their responsibilities are? Okay.
When it comes to capacity building, this is something that at the central bank we were brought up to be versatile. Not just you come to the office and do your work and go. I could remember the time that myself and the current second deputy governor, Dr. Paul Mendy, the central bank used to send us to MDI to lecture at no cost to the MDI.
That's the future generation at the time.
Yeah, so for their banking and there's banking and finance or supervision.
That is provided free of charge?
No. Yes. Well, they had a program, but there were modules in supervision and regulation, which is a specialized area that the central bank was providing, basically technical assistance to them. But we were not being paid. It was basically the bank telling us just go there. And we had the passion of teaching people about what supervision and regulation is. And that's where the passion of capacity building came also. And the consulting company that I set up was not just to do consulting, but it was to do asset management and capacity building. So we used to do, before insurance, we used to do a lot of training. But at some point, the insurance bit overwhelmed the training, so we decided to switch because I don't like doing things haphazard. I like to make sure that when I'm on it, I do it properly. But then we have started again doing the training. And in September, we did a very high-profile training on corporate governance and leadership. And this attracted directors, senior management, board members, and about 50 of them were trained, and we had facilitators, young and dynamic from Gambia here. People that, if you don't mind, I can
mention them, no problem.
There is a gentleman called Hassan, I think Hassan is Jallow. Hassan is an IT tech guy, you know. He has this thing called Wichit. Hassan was introduced to me, but then, and also he's a pilot, you know. He came and just wowed everybody there about AI. You know, because we felt that
is the main trend,
you know, AI in governance. Then we had somebody that came and did something on project management. You know, with project management, you have to really understand what you are into. And then corporate governance. I always tell people that in the Gambia, I think I would be one of the first people to start researching and studying about corporate governance. And that was in 2003 when I was doing my first master's. And since then, I fell in love in corporate governance. And we had a legal mind in Yaami Ture, and she was phenomenal. And then we had a gentleman, and I always tell him that I met him in Nigeria. He was working for the Financial Reporting Council and just retired. And he came and he was looking at the new trend in financial reporting. And this was to deal with sustainability. And finally, we had somebody that dealt with leadership. And he came from Switzerland. So we had a core of facilitators, including myself. And what capped it off was a panel discussion between that we had the second deputy governor and the MD of Trust Bank, Njilan Senghor, who talked about the personalities you deal with on a daily basis in your boards and in your institutions. And that just really capped off our training. And with all honesty, the feedback overwhelmed me.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what about the feedback? Because you know, people are definitely going to get to you.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, we sent feedbacks to all the participants, questionnaires, because we want to know what they feel. And the feedback was, in fact, anytime I look at those feedbacks, it gives me chills, because I'm like, I cannot believe that this thing I have done with the people that I did it with really yield this kind of result. People were capacity were built, were improved, and also people enjoyed the interaction. You know, it was very interactive.
There were government, representatives as well. These are some of the jobs that you help in the government to establish, to be able to make the Gambia a better place for even the farmers and everybody in every sectors. What is the feedback from the government? How they're responding to, businesses like you that you're paying every way to make sure that at least you do some of the job that should be done by them?
Well, where the support is needed, it's been given in the sense that you want them to participate in these things to build capacity. They would, where the support is required, we've gotten the support at the level of even the secretary to cabinet. he saw the need of this kind of a program and gave his support to ask people to. And this was a free program when we did this one in the Keraba Center. We didn't charge a penny. Everything was fully paid. So, but at least to get people to participate. So somebody like Honorable Aliou Njai, we really appreciate his support. The Governor of Central Bank, we appreciate his support. He was very supportive. He even came to our training of the corporate governance and was very, very participatory. Experience from, from the time, yes, we met him at the Central Bank. I think he started 3-4 years before us, but he was there even after high school. But as young professionals, we were there, but we got the support that we needed.
What is your shortest targets from this training? What do you want to see in the nearest time coming out from this training that you have just concluded?
Okay, we spoke about two, but let me talk about the agricultural insurance.
Yes.
The short-term target is to try and get this pilot, at least we see that. If it happens, yes, it's a trial. It can, we hope it succeeds, and if it succeeds, we hope to replicate. Yes. But in terms of governance, we hope that we would not just be training senior people. We hope to start inculcating good corporate governance principles and ethics into our youths. So when they go into our offices, they would live to that. We don't want them to go until they're senior people and they start just lip servicing about corporate governance. We want them to understand and practice what corporate governance is. So we are working on other projects that would now start targeting that core of youths coming into our civil service, into our institutions, so that they would understand and put it into their own lives and work ethic, build it into it. So when we move on, we would have a better place to work with, and also people that we work with are honest, the integrity is there, and our institutions function well.
I wanted to ask this question earlier, but just ran out of my mind. But now that's come. How did your experience working with the central bank helping or shaping your company in the Gambia?
What the central bank did for me, I always say that the central bank, I am forever grateful. The central bank, like what we are trying to do with the agricultural insurance, had a pilot, and they came to the US to recruit. They advertised for jobs, and 18 of us applied, and 5 were employed. And those days, because it was a pilot, the central bank at the time paid for our airfare to come back home. That is big. So I worked for the central bank for 17 years before I took an early retirement. But then the central bank also molded us at the time because of the people that mentored us. My former bosses are Haddy Bittaye, a very principled lady, and Usman Sow, somebody that I still treasure to be my mentor. They taught us what to do at the central bank and who we are now as professionals. And what they always taught us is, you have to do everything to perfection. Ensure that what you're doing, you understand. If you don't, go back and learn or ask. Don't be scared to ask, or don't be too big to find out or learn. And also be inquisitive. Be adventurous, be inquisitive about what others are doing in other departments and other institutions. And our work also help us to understand, because my work at the central bank involved overseeing commercial banks and at some point insurance companies when we were setting up. So basically you regulate them. You go there, you see what they're doing. Basically you are more or less their auditor. What the auditors do, that's what we do in a layman's term as a regulator. It's different from other departments at the central bank. It's our department that issues license through the governor. you review and recommend to the governor for the issuance of banking license. And also, likewise, if you need to revoke, it starts from us to the governor to revoke your license or to suspend it.
That was a huge responsibility at the time.
Yes, so those are the things that we do at that department called Banking Supervision Department. Yeah.
So that experience alone, is something of its own.
Yes.
In anything that you go.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the nearest future broking will dominate even government contracts or everything relating to the service that you provided?
Unfortunately, central government don't do insurance.
Yes.
And we hope that they will see the need of insurance. And that would create a good avenue for insurance brokers and insurance companies. It would make insurance companies bigger and better. But then government institutions, parastatals, they do insure. So it's just the central government that does.
So if you're going to, like today with your expertise and experience, you don't know, somebody might be listening to this program, want to get something, advise the government to consider insurance. What do you think can be a big benefit for the government to get into insurance with expertise?
Well, the benefit of insurance is the same.
Yes.
When you lose an asset through an accident or mishap, any mishap, the insurance steps in. Instead of using taxpayers' money to replace, you use insurance to replace.
Yes.
That's the.
So you still keep those taxpayers' money for some other projects that are going to. Yes, sir. And very soon we'll go to a part that I will not let you go because they've just signaled we are the way we're going. Insurance is dominating, and there are other topics that we need to discuss about. But where do somebody meet you? And for instance, somebody watching you for the first time and say, hey, I think I should be getting into insurance now with the information that I've received now. How do they get to you? And how are you accessible to anyone that is wanting to come to you?
In terms of physical address, we are very well located, very central at the heart of Westfield, at the BAYBA building. That's second floor. That's where we are located. And we are very open. The only thing is that we just work 8 to 4, and Monday to Thursday, and Fridays 8 to 12:30. That's our work hours. But you people can also contact me through my normal phone number, which is 778-1515. Very simple number to reach us. Yeah.
You mentored a lot of young people working with you today, and like you said, you rose from the ranks to many ranks coming from the central bank. How do you see the future of the young Gambians who are getting into the job?
I'm always proud when I enter the central bank and I see some of the people that were working with me at the department now being directors and deputy directors. It's gratifying to know that somebody that has gone through you or in the same department with you is flourishing in the same institution that you still believe in, and you still trust that their mandate is still being carried by people that were groomed within the bank. The governor is a hardcore central banker, from high school up to now. Dr. Paul Mendy, we started there in '94 in March, and he's still there. So these are people that are at the helm of the institution and are really, then if you go to the supervision department, it's somebody that we worked with at that time, Halima Singate, a lady doing phenomenal things at that department. So I have so many of them there that are, when I go to their offices. And with all honesty, they always roll the carpet out when I visit them.
Continuity in central bank is a key, I can see from this. Finally, on the the insurance side, unless you have any other important information that you want to give to the viewers before we go into this next step.
Well, I think what I would tell people is that trust in insurance, and also, like any other thing, if what you don't understand and you need, go to those that understand it. If you need insurance and you don't understand it, go to a broker. The broker would help you, and it would not increase your cost at any way.
That is Abdoulie Jallow, the CEO and founder of PECAM. They are at Westfield, like he said, Westfield on the BAYBA building, second floor. You can find them there, and you will be the wiser for choosing them, because we have seen what they can do as well.